I talked to my wife's dead husband. I, female 18, realize all of the sacrifices my older brother, male 25, made for us. Am I the red flag for taking my daughter's boyfriend out to dinner? Ah, Reddit. As shocking and cringy and toxic as it is, it can also be wholesome and charming and powerful, honestly. So today we're going to read 3 of the wholesome, charming, powerful stories in the best way that I know how. I talked to my wife's dead husband. I feel like I gotta stretch or something. By the way, he says English is not his first language, so bear that in mind. I met her almost 2 decades ago. It was a party at a lake of the local university. We liked each other, but our lives were very, very different. I was finishing school that year, had to do my year of service for my country called civic duty. We don't have it anymore. And went to university far away. She didn't finish school, but started working early. It just didn't work out. We kept in contact over the years. I wouldn't say we were friends. We were people who liked to catch up via text or phone every 6 to 10 months. And when I was home, we would hook up. I mean, that sounds friendly to me, and that's fine, but let's call a spade, okay? She was a pal who came with a DLC pack, so, you know, bonus content, okay. This stopped when she met her soon-to-be husband. I can't tell you anything about him because I never met him in person. They fell in love, married, and she got pregnant with a daughter. They were happy together. I thought it was sad that we didn't talk anymore, but I understood. I wasn't as lucky as her when it came to relationships. I kind of accepted that I would never have a family, a stable relationship, or at least more than 3 days in a row of not being depressed. Let's say alcohol isn't the best idea in such a situation. At least I was high functioning. I did really good in university and started a career. It brought me back in my home region. I hadn't heard from her in several years. What I didn't know was that my life was a cakewalk compared to hers at this time. Her husband got killed in a car crash. Some a-hole was driving under the influence and thought he could make the turn before her husband would pass. He couldn't. I never asked for more details. She doesn't like this topic, and I try to respect it. She couldn't handle what happened and ended in a clinic for her mental health. Her daughter was with her mother at that time. What? The day she was released, she had her own car crash. The doctors weren't joking when they told her she shouldn't drive with the drugs they were giving her. Back to the clinic. So the daughter was with her, like in the institution, or somebody clarify this for me. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe he just meant that the daughter was with her in the car. Here she saw on the Book of Faces that I was back. The Book of Faces. Okay, by the way, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the fact that I just said Book of Faces out loud. So I can sense your judgment through the camera and I reject it completely. She wrote me and I answered. I visited her. She liked that I wasn't cursing at her for driving drugged. I didn't think I had the right to do it, given my love of alcohol. We married and built a house together. Her daughter didn't like me at first, but we bonded the second I bought her a PS5. She is a gamer. We jokingly say, these are my genes. These are my genes? Does he... Oh, he probably means I was born to be a gamer. Like it's in my DNA. Like, okay, that's what okay. Hell yeah, dude. Be careful though, because Walmart's going to turn this into a shirt and sell it. A t-shirt that says, I paused my game to be here is going to run out of revenue soon. So you might want to start reviewing your trademark options. Neither her mom nor her dad likes it. My wife has gotten really good at pretending though, but I return the favor by pretending that I like horses. Don't worry, she won't find this. She can hardly use the computer or printer. Hey, Kelso?
My little man!
Yeah, hey, can you do the thing?
All right.
Every year, my wife and stepdaughter visit his grave the day that it happened. In the beginning, I asked her if she wanted me out of the house that day, because I can understand that they need time for themselves. The 3rd year, they asked me to drive them. I waited in the car. We went to a restaurant afterwards and it was very silent. I had no idea what to talk about. The thing is, I'm incredibly happy. I was gifted with a family I love. I'd given up on it. I really had. But I feel incredible guilt because a good man had to die for my happiness. Sorry. They give me chills. Oh my God. So once every 3 months, I visit his grave on my own and talk to him. They don't know it, and I have no intention of telling them. I thank him and tell him about his wife and his daughter and his parents if I happen to know something about them. But they have trouble with me. They are cordial, but I can see it in their faces when I bring my daughter or come and get her. He's calling her his daughter now. Stop it. It shouldn't be me. And nothing will ever change that. Today is the day they will visit him, when my wife comes from work and my daughter is home from school. I think I will visit him in the next few days and tell him about this post. Tell him that other people knew he existed and he did an amazing job. That'll make me emotional on camera, man. And y'all just stop driving drunk. Uber. It takes 3 minutes for it to get there, and it's $10. You can pull out an app on your phone, and a retired veteran named Cecil will come pick you up in a Nissan Cube and give you Altoids and tell you stories that'll change your perspective on life. You'll hop in an Uber and hop out of it thinking differently. And no, this isn't a paid ad. It's just passion. But what sucks is the person that was driving drunk made it impossible for anyone to sit here and say that it didn't turn out for the best. This guy met his wife. She met him. They're very happy. I'm sure the wife's parents are happy as well because there's redemption in a way. But with that comes the inability to justify your reality in a way because they don't get to have that time to like resent. I think you need that a little bit, especially when it comes to grief. You need to be angry at someone who causes something like this. You need to be for a long time, probably. And he also took that away. Whoever you are, you made the dumbest decision you could possibly make, and yet you still made something beautiful out of it. You grew a botanical garden in a pile of shit, and in a way, that's not fair. All right, next story. I, female 18, realize all of the sacrifices my older brother, male 25, made for us. Trigger warning, this one does apparently have brief descriptions of abuse, so please listen at your own discretion. Created this account just for this story. Keep in mind, I'm sharing this story from my perspective and from what my brother has told me. So I don't know if everything is completely accurate, but I also don't have any reason to doubt the accuracy. Me and my siblings grew up in a highly abusive environment. Besides my older brother, I have 2 younger siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister. Our parents were addicted to alcohol. They would drink every day, and it was like a forced round of Russian roulette every single day. We either had luck and they would just argue downstairs with each other, or they would come upstairs to release their anger onto us. He would try and make them focus on him, so whenever they came upstairs, they would horribly beat him. And when they tried to enter any of our rooms, he would provoke them. So they would focus on him and beat him until they were too tired to focus on us. Oh my God, he's heroic. Okay, just a few quick questions for you. When you guys were growing up and went to the pool, did your brother swim through the water or walk on top of it? Was there always an abundance of fish and barley in the house? Was he regularly covered in sawdust? And when he was hanging out with his friends, did he call them friends or disciples? Because your brother sounds like the one, the chosen one. And I'm not even trying to be insensitive at all or be derogatory to those who believe in the JHC. This is how I process really difficult information, because if I don't joke, I'll cry. So while he protected us from them, he sacrificed his own childhood, and instead of doing something he liked, he educated himself and learned how to do programming each and every single day. He knew that something from the IT and programming sector would get him a high-paying job, and his goal was to get out of there and take us with him. But to take care of us, he needed money. He also never had friends at school because he saw friends as a waste of time for his goals. Oh my God. Let alone the fact he never properly finished his education because he was more worried about us than his own future. This is like heroism. This is like Harry Potter, going into the woods for the last time to fight Voldemort, knowing that he's going to die, but he doesn't care because he has to defend the school. I mean, people write books about this shit. When he was 18, he did an internship for a local IT office that was looking for employees. And after a few weeks, he got the job and was making good money. After he moved out, he found an apartment with enough space for all of us. From then on, he tried everything to get us out of there. A little bit later, my parents got arrested because my younger sister came to school with bruises from a beating she took from our mom. After my brother was gone, we had to take the beatings, but at least we didn't have to wait for long. After my parents got arrested, we got to live with my brother. He had to do a bit more stuff so that my younger siblings could live with us too, but he somehow managed to convince authorities to let them stay with us. Yes! I will never understand where he took all of this energy from to do all of this. In his new job, he made enough money to make sure we had it good, and he finally gave us the loving and caring home we craved for such a long time. And yesterday, something happened that made me want to share this story. When I woke up, I went to get some breakfast, and when I passed my brother's door, I heard him crying in his room. I knocked at his door and went inside, and the moment he saw me, he wiped away his tears and smiled. He asked if I was fine. I didn't feel the need to answer. I just hugged him. I felt so sorry for him. He sacrificed everything so that we were safe. He couldn't hold in his tears any longer, and I told him he should probably go to therapy because what he went through would be way too much to handle for anyone. I'm gonna cry, man. It gets me when people are this kind and selfless when the world has given them every reason not to. I adore him so much, and I will forever be grateful for every sacrifice he made for us. He did not deserve any of the things our parents put him through. We as a whole never deserved what our parents put us through. They were supposed to be a safe space for all of us, but instead they were abusers. I will help my brother, and I will make sure he feels loved too. He deserves to have a safe space too. He wants to be ours, so I want to be his. Thank you for reading. That's one of the coolest things I've ever read. That's one of the coolest things I've ever read. Dude, your brother is literally that dude from iCarly. You know, the one I'm forgetting his name right now, but the one who always stood in between the cast members and Dan Schneider to protect them, and he would get all loud and goofy on purpose to distract Dan and everyone else from hurting them. I mean, this sounds like he was putting his life on the line as a child. God, I feel like I haven't breathed in 20 minutes. All right, one more. Am I the red flag for taking my daughter's boyfriend out to dinner?
Hey, wait, what?
Now, this one might be interesting because I saw some comments that were saying stuff like, he's the greenest green flag that's ever flagged or something like that. But then I also saw a lot of people disagreeing. So this one might be kind of interesting, but I picked it anyways because just judging by the title, it sounds like there's some cutie patootie shit going on in here. So we're going in. My 14-year-old daughter May has been dating this boy Felix, also 14, for a couple of months now. He's a nice boy, really polite, but I can tell he most likely isn't from a well-to-do family. I don't have a problem with this though, because as I said, he seems like a good person and that's what counts.
Preemptive green flag prance!
He was going to take my daughter out for ice cream earlier today, and while he was waiting for her to get ready, he asked me if he could have some peanut butter. I said, oh, you don't want to save room for the date? But he explained he didn't have enough money to buy something for himself. He's always paid on their dates, as far as I know. This poor kid was so hungry I could hear his stomach growling. I offered to give him some money, but he said he's not allowed to accept cash. I then asked him if he'd be alright if I took him out for dinner with my daughter, and he called his mom and said it was okay. When May came downstairs, I told her the new plan. She was upset and thought it was lame that I'd be with them. I said I could just sit in the car and she could just call me when it was time to pick up the check, but she was having none of it, and she said she was going out with some friends instead.
All right, I'm not giving a child a red flag. That would be insane. But since her reaction is very extreme, I will compromise. It's smaller, it's different.
It was a little embarrassing since she basically dumped him in front of me, but I kind of just moved on and asked Felix if she wanted to go. He said yeah, so I took him down to Wendy's. We had a good time.
Oh, male constituent!
Dude, I will pinch your cheeks right off your skeleton. God. How do you think you're in the wrong? You're so much like me, dude. Just feeling guilt for nothing. Every time I'm in TSA, I'm immediately thinking, what if I have a bomb? What if I forgot that I make bombs? What if there are nuclear launch codes made out of a Coke Zero bottle in my backpack and I just forgot about it? Or when I'm driving and I pass by a cop, I'm already driving 10 and 2. I'll drive 10 and 3, and I've definitely already got my seatbelt on. I'll put another seatbelt on. I installed another seatbelt in my car. I'll double strap up like I'm in the Daytona 500. I don't care. I'm already following the law by the handbook, but doesn't matter. I'm still sweating. When I told May where I'd been, she was furious. She accused me of liking her boyfriend romantically and that I shouldn't have gone on a date with him without her.
Madam.
I reminded her that I had given her that option and she refused, but she said she didn't change anything, and now she said she can't trust me with any of her boyfriends. What? I tried to tell her I'm not interested in her boyfriend at all, but she just ran out of the room. I feel bad for her, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Am I the red flag? I just want to put on a purple church hat like Phyllis was wearing in the office when she went to Jim and Pam's wedding and just, give him the old Billy Madison. Just...
Jennifer, why don't you try reading out loud for a minute?
For the love of God, cherish it. Okay, so teens test boundaries. That's kind of what they do. They're trying to figure out what's appropriate and what to believe, and they have to rebel in a way to kind of figure that out. I don't know why that is, but that's how it is. That's what I think she's doing, but just to an abnormal degree. I think she's lived with a very loving and compassionate parent her entire life. I don't know where the mom is, but I assume the mom is probably the same way, but she's so used to love and compassion and care and to like a high degree. And she is going the opposite direction because that's what teenagers do at some point. But to give some credit to her, I don't think she may even be aware of his financial situation. I think most 14-year-old boys at this age, especially in this financial position, I don't think they would be vulnerable with their girlfriend enough to tell him, hey, I don't have money. He's not going to be like, oh, you went to Outback last night? Oh, what'd you have? Steak and a Cobb salad? Cool. I had mistakes. and a sob salad. I was crying from starvation. Anyway, if you need more reasons to completely restore your faith in humanity, I've compiled a list of every green flag I've ever done, just about, the ones that don't have copyright music on them. Click the video in the top left and give it a watch.